Right, hello everyone and welcome to this new video on the channel. So today we are doing our National League predictions. So I've already done League 2, League 1 and the Championship. So if you want to watch them, just head over to my profile and have a look through. I'm not going to lie, I'm not an expert on the National League. However, I feel like I've learned a fair bit about it over the last year or so. So I'm going to give it a go. We're going to see how we do. Like I say, it's a bit of fun. So if you have got a team in the National League and we're predicted to do horribly, don't take it too seriously. It's a bit of fun. Just give us your 1 to 24. Below, like I say, don't know a great deal about the league.
Yeah, prove us wrong. Prove us wrong.
Let's have some fun and see how we do. So how we're going to do is we're going to base it on a point system at the end of the season. So the aim is to get the least amount of points possible. So if you get a team spot on with your prediction, you get 0 points. And then for every place out you are, you get a point. So for example, if you predicted someone to finish 10th and then finishing 12th, you get 2 points and vice versa. So anyway, let's get into our predictions. Okay, so we're going to go with the relegated teams first. So the bottom 4, who's going to the National League North and South. So in 24th place, it's horrible to do this, but I've put Southend-United. Very tough times, Southend off the pitch. Like I say, you don't even know if they're going to play any games next season. Never mind, you know, whether they're going to start the league or if they're going to start on a points deduction. And when you see them videos like the fans cleaning up the stadium, it's just awful to see because we're just trying to get the stadium able to host games, never mind, like I say, having just been able to turn up and watch your team play. I mean, whether it's, like I say, biggest rival or just random club, you just don't want to see it. And personally for me, I remember back in 2008 in the playoff semi-final in League 1, we played them, and like to see how far we've fallen since then is just heartbreaking.
Like 15 years ago, the difference is astronomical.
Yeah. In 23rd place, I've gone for Maidenhead United. They seem to be one of them teams who, you know, everyone predicts to them to fall down the league every year, but they always seem to just survive in 20th. Like I say, a part-time team as well. So, you know, it's with the standard of the National League now, it's very hard to, you know, to be part-time and compete. Like I say, I know Wrexham County is gone, but I think the overall standard of the National League is getting higher, and I think Maidenhead are going to get caught out and go down. And then in 22nd place, I've gone for Oxford City, the new boys of the league after winning the National League South playoff final. I just don't think they'll have enough, unfortunately. Like I say, it's a very tough league, and I don't think they'll have enough to survive. And then in 21st place, it was hard between a few teams, but I've gone for Dorking Wanderers. Like I say, obviously a popular one with the documentary and the owner/manager. You know, they always kind of punch above the weight. They have done for a few years, and now they're in the National League. I know they've got big ambitions, but I just don't see them surviving, to be honest with you. Who's your bottom 4, Lizzie?
So I went for Southend for the same reasons that you did. Maidenhead, Aldershot and WEALDSTONE.
Lovely. Right, so we're going to rattle through the bottom half now. So in 20th place, just missing out, I've got Aldershot Town. So they've kind of rode the luck a bit. They've had a few dodgy seasons. I know one year they did actually finish in relegation places, but I think it was Gateshead got demoted and they managed to stay up. So they've been kind of flirting with relegation for a few seasons. I think they'll just survive again, but only just. 19th place, I've gone for WEALDSTONE, another club that punched above its weight. They had a good season last year, but I just don't think they'll do as well this year. 18th place, I've got ALTRINCHAM. A very similar season, I think, for ALTRINCHAM this year. So let's see if that is the case. 17th place, I've gone for KIDDERMINSTERHARRIERS, the playoff winners of the National League North. They seem a decent setup at Kidderminster, and I think they'll definitely have enough to compete at this level. Like I say, they're a former Football League club. They've been at this level before, they know what it's about, and I think they'll do just fine. 16th place, and this might seem a bit low for a few people, but I've gone for Rochdale. I think they're really going to struggle with the drop down to the National League. Like I say, they had a dire season last year, and yeah, you know, things just don't seem good at Rochdale at the minute. I think they're really going to struggle. Like I say, nothing's really going right for them. The only thing that is right at Rochdale is the chipping.
Oh, I just hope they get promoted so I can have fish and chips again.
15th place, I've gone for the National League South winners, EBBSFLEET United. They had a really strong season last season, and I think they're going to continue that and get a good mid-table finish this season. 14th place, a big team for finishing this low. I'm going for Solihull Moors. Like I say, they nearly got into the Football League just a few seasons ago at the expense of Grimsby, which you actually went to, didn't you? But yeah, they've kind of fell off a bit last year, and I think they'll be a bit off the mark this year as well. But you never know. One of them teams that you count out, and then they end up doing really well. So we'll have to wait and see. And then to round off the bottom half, in 13th place, I've gone for National League North winners AFCFYLDE. They've got money to spend. You expect them to do pretty well. Like I say, they did really well when they were in the National League, and then they just dropped out of it into the North, and now they're back, and I think they'll be wanting to get into the playoffs again as soon as possible.
So in 25 for Oxford City, in 19th went for KIDDERMINSTERHARRIERS. I think both playoff winners will stay up.
That'd be good.
18th went for EBBSFLEET. 17th I went for Dorking Wanderers. 16th I went for Dagenham and Redbridge. 15th I went for Bromley. 14th went for Altrincham. 13th I went for Woking.
Ah, okay. Right, we're going to do the teams in the top half who have not quite made the playoffs now. So we're going to go from 12th to 8th. So for 12th place for me, I've gone for Dagenham and Redbridge. They always seem to fall in that kind of area, 12th to 8th. But just, they're up there in the top half, but they never seem to be able to break into the playoffs since falling back out of the EFL. And I think that'll be the case again this year. In 11th place, I have gone for Eastleigh. Like I say, our former winger, Aidan Barlow, has joined there, so I hope he has a really good spell at Eastleigh. I think the rest of the league, as like I say, the overall standard has got stronger, even with Wrexham and County going out. I think they'll be up there fighting for a playoff place again, but I don't think they'll be over the line. 10th place, and these, I want to say from a dark horse, but I think everyone's kind of putting them up there now, and they're kind of everyone's dark horse. I've gone for Gateshead in 10th. Like I say, a really good YouTuber, Dan Bell. I watch his matchday vlogs, so I know a fair bit about Gateshead. Like I say, they looked in trouble last year in the relegation place, and they had an absolutely storming end to the season, ended up finishing in 14th. And they've made some really good signings for National League level. Like I say, we've took Owen Bailey off of their hands, but like I say, I think they'll do well. I think they'll push on, and they'll have a really, really good season. In 9th place, I have gone for Bromley. So they made it into the last playoff place last season, but I think we're going to fall a bit short this season. I think there'll be a few teams that are stronger than them, and I think they'll just miss out. And in 8th place, I have gone for FC Halifax Town, the FA Trophy winners. I think they'll fall just short of the playoffs. Like I say, quite a few of their players has gone out the door, including Jack Senior to us. But like I say, we've lost a few other players as well. They looked really good at the end of last season with a form team in the league. And I think they'll carry that through, but I just don't think they'll quite have enough for the playoffs.
So I went for AFCFYLDE in 12th. I think now Blackpool's ownership is a lot more stable. They haven't really had the same attendance as they've had before. I don't think they'll compete as high as they might want to with the money that they've got to spend.
Yeah, I think that when they were thriving, weren't it? And then
not been the same. The Oyster era,
yeah, they've not been the same since they left.
In 11th, I've gone for Barnet. In 10th, I've gone for Eastleigh. I really hope Aidan Barlow absolutely smashes it there, bless him. He does deserve it. In 9th, I've gone for Solihull Moors. And in 8th, I've gone for BOREHAMWOOD because I think they had George Broadbent last year.
Yeah.
I think they'll miss his presence in midfield. Just looking at those predictions, so many of them we've played in the light league.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. It just shows you're literally just like one division away from just falling into that trapdoor, which is non-league, which is so hard to get out of.
If Doncaster Rovers got relegated into non-league, we would never get out. I'm certain of it.
Yeah, it'd be very, very tough. Okay, moving on to the playoffs now then. So we're going to go from 7th to 4th place for the teams that have to play a extra round to play against the 3rd and 2nd teams. So in 7th place, I have gone for the other relegated team, Hartlepool United. To be honest, I could have put these a lot lower as well, but I think they'll do all right. Like I say, I've took Charles Seaman off of us for a year-long loan. I think he'll do really well there. I think that's kind of his level, and he's a workhorse, so he'll do really well. And I think they've still got a decent squad for National League level. Like I say, they had an awful season last year. I don't think the ownership is great there with their owners, but, I think they've still got a decent squad for that level, and I think they will just get a playoff place. In 6th place, I have gone for a team to jump up quite a bit from last year. I've gone for York City. I think they've recruited really well. They've signed some good players up. We played in pre-season, and I know you can't judge it off pre-season, but they did look... Yeah, they looked a very good, organised team. Going forward, they looked really good. And I just think they'll be a lot better. Like I say, last year, the first year back in the National League, and they had a lot of issues, like I say, with manager getting sacked for basically no reason, and they plummeted down the table. And I just think they'll have a better year this year, a bit more solidarity, and I think they'll push on. In 5th place, I have gone for Woking, finishing 4th place last year, which I thought were a really strong year. They've kind of gradually got better every season, and I wasn't sure if it was just a fluke season, but I do think, like I say, they are a good team. They look to play some good football. So I think they'll be up there again. I don't think they'll be as high. I think they'll be 1 place lower in 5th, but I still think they'll get a playoff place. And in 4th place, I have gone for Barnet. Like I say, a former EFL club. They did well last year in 5th. They've kind of had a mixture of different positions in the National League. I know they could have gone down if it weren't for COVID a few years ago, but I think they'll have another good season, another playoff finish, and a 4th place finish for Barnet.
So in 7th place, I went for Rochdale. I don't think they'll have as catastrophic a season as you think they will.
Right.
I think, they're a relatively sized club, and I just want that Chippy back. In 6th, I went for Hartlepool for very similar reasons. I think they ought to compete given the size of the fan base and their pre-existing status as an EFL club, and they do seem to always sort of yo-yo between National League and League 2. In 5th place, I went for Halifax Town because when we went to the FA Trophy, they really impressed me. And I just think that if they can have the momentum of winning that and carry that into the season, they won't go far wrong. Saying that, the team they beat, Gateshead, I've got them in 4th. Because, as you say, I think they're dark horses this year. And I think they'll do really well.
Yeah, I wanted to put them a bit higher. To be fair, 10th's a really good season for them. 4th is.
I know it is.
4th's amazing. Like I really hope, like I say, I've got a soft spot for Gateshead. I really hope they're up there.
I accept that I basically just picked all Northern teams for the playoffs. So it might just be me being like, let's get some more Northern games in League 2 next year.
Up the North.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got the top 3 now then. So first up, we've got our 3rd and 2nd place, who's going to get the bye to the semi-finals of the playoff and a home draw in that semi-final. So in 3rd place, I've gone for a team that nearly knocked Knox County out of the playoffs. It came ever so close. I've gone for BOREHAMWOOD. I think we're going to push on. I like the manager. I like the squad. They're always a team that seem to do really well. Like I say, they recruit some really good players. I suppose being in North London, I've got that scope. But like I say, I think they'll have another good year and they'll finish in 3rd place.
So in 3rd place, I went for York City for all the reasons that you placed them in the playoffs. And they absolutely hammered us when we played them in pre-season. They've spent lots of money. They've got a great new stadium, a really good setup. And wouldn't it be nice to see York back in the Football League after such a long time?
It'd be amazing.
I would be really pleased if they did finish 3rd.
Okay, top 2 now. I think we've both gone for the same top 2, so we're going to talk about them at the same time. So in 2nd place, we've both gone for Oldham Athletic, and I'll let you explain.
Can I just flag that I moved Oldham up today because as of recording, it is the 3rd of August. And they've just signed James Norwood from Barnsley.
That's a crazy signing.
Yeah, and I just think if they've got the kind of money that they can be doing that, there's nothing, there's nothing stopping them from challenging, even for the title. It's not the one-horse race that I thought the National League was a couple of days ago. No,
I still think the winners will be a fair bit clear, but however, saying that, Oldham, for a club going in the right direction, their new owner is just doing everything right. It's like if you follow the Facebook page for the Oldham Groundhopper, who follows them everywhere. Like I say, at the last away game against Yeovil last year, he was literally in the concourse with fans having pints. He just gets the club, and they're doing, they're just, especially after all them years of crap with the old owners, now they're just going in the right direction. It must be so nice to be an Oldham fan, knowing that your club's back, and it's, like I say, it's just on the up again. And it's going to be interesting. Like I say, I think we're both picking them in the playoffs. It's going to be interesting to see because the National League playoffs are so hard with 6 teams in as well. So, but it should be a season of optimism for Oldham, in my opinion.
And you know what? I would love it if we got them in the FA Cup away again, like old times.
We used to do, I'm going to say,
like old times. I love Oldham away.
It used to be death taxes playing Oldham away in the FA Cup. So
and like freezing as well. Yeah. I love Oldham away. Have you ever been?
I've never been, no. It's one that I want to do. So
it's so good.
But I'm sure we'll get there when we're back in the
I
EFL.
Absolutely love Oldham away, and I think I've just got a soft spot for most Greater Manchester clubs because I lived in Manchester for 2 years, so I would really like it if Oldham did well. I hope they do. They can't not with James Norwood in the team. It's ridiculous. He was playing in a playoff final in League 1 at Wembley, and now he's going to play for Oldham.
And we've both gone for the same team at winning the league. We've both gone for Chesterfield. I think it's going to be pretty plain sailing, this, to be fair. I know Oldham have got James Norwood, but I do think it's going to be...
no Liam Mandeville, is it?
No, true, that is true. And like I say, we've got Will Grigg, who is he going to be on fire?
Totally forgot about that. At that level, he's got to be. True. He was scoring goals for MK Dons, and he was a bit part player then. So to be a sort of their first name on the team sheet, He's got to do well at that level.
There you go. Will Griggs on fire. National League's terrified. So, so yeah, I just think, like I say, look at the squad. It's such a strong squad. We've still got a massive core of, like, you know, the losing playoff finalists last year. The took Notts County ever so close. It was a cracking game to watch. They're just a good club. They're an EFL club, really, aren't they? They deserve to be back in the EFL. They've had plenty of chances. They've gradually got better and better each season. Like I say, we had 7th place 2 years ago, 3rd place last year, and this time I think we're going to win the league. It's got to be. And also, Paul Cook. Yeah. What a manager. What a manager. You know, punching massively below his weight, being at Chesterfield in the first place. He's obviously got that affinity for them from his previous spells there. And I remember, obviously, we watched the Notts County Chesterfield final, and I just remember listening to him talk and just felt like they're going to come back and they're going to absolutely destroy this league next season. I think the fans even felt that as well, to be fair. Yeah, like it felt like they weren't disappointed, like they knew what was coming for them. And I really hope that we get to see Liam Mandeville play loads of games, score goals, because I liked him when he was 16 playing for our youth setup. I always had such a soft spot for him. Yeah, I would really like it. It's good for the region too, right? Yeah, could have been a blessing in disguise. That playoff final loss, it could be doing better in the long run. Light a fire under their houses, as it were. Yeah. Anyway, so they are our predictions. We're going to be just in front of our faces now. So there are our final 1 to 24s. If you've got any opinions, let us know your 1 to 24s in the comments. So that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Like I say, we're very close to 900 subs now, and we're on the road to 1,000 after that. So until the next video, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Bye.